That voice in your head, the one you think is you, it's actually not. You're not your mind, just as you're not your body. So that voice in your head is a fraud, an imposter acting as your true self and drawing you into guilt and temptation. When you listen to that mental diarrhea, as I like to call it, you're listening to your ego. Yes, that voice is your ego, a lower vibrational projection of the mind designed to test the real you. It's not your real inner voice. Think. How many times has that mental diarrhea led you astray? How often has it filled you with doubt, fear, and insecurity? That's not your true self speaking. That's your ego. And it's time you learn to recognize the difference. Your ego is like a parasite, feeding off your fears and insecurities. It's the part of you that's always seeking external validation, always comparing yourself to others, always worried about what people think. But that's not the real you. Your true self is something far more powerful, far more expansive and timeless. The ego operates from a place of fear, constantly trying to protect itself from imagined threats. But your authentic self, it acts from a place of love. It knows no fear because it understands its connection to the infinite. Breathe. The ancient Kemetic proverb by Thoth the Atlantean, also known as Tehuti, states, "Gods are immortal men and men are mortal gods." What he says is literal. It's a fundamental truth about your nature and your potential. Your true self is divine, infinite, and eternal. It's the part of you connected to the cosmic consciousness, the universal all. Let me break this down further. When Tehuti says gods are immortal men, he's pointing to the fact that what we consider divine is actually our own highest potential. And when he says men are mortal gods, he's reminding us that we are divine beings having a temporary human experience. This isn't about worshiping some external deity. It's about recognizing the divinity within yourself. If you're starting to see that it'll be better to ignore your ego, then give us a like and subscribe. I'll continue to explain why you must ignore it and operate from a place of truth, listening to your true inner voice. One of the ego's greatest tricks is convincing you that you're separate from everything and everyone else. It's the voice that says, "It's me against the world," or "I have to look out for number one." But this is a grand illusion, a cosmic joke that the ego has played on humanity for millennia. Your true self knows the truth, that we are all God particles divinely linked with one another, all part of the same cosmic dance. It's the part of you that can look into a stranger's eyes and see a reflection of yourself, that can feel the pain of others as if it were your own, that knows on a deep level that what you do to others, you do to yourself. This isn't some new age nonsense. This is the truth of who you are, hidden beneath layers of conditioning and false beliefs. It's time to peel back those layers and discover your true nature. Think about it like this. Imagine a vast ocean. Your ego sees you as a single drop in that ocean, separate and insignificant. But your true self knows that you are the entire ocean, just experiencing itself as a drop. Every wave, every current, every creature in that ocean is you. This is what the mystics mean when they talk about unity, consciousness. The ego is like a broken record, constantly repeating the same old stories. It's the voice that tells you you're not good enough, smart enough, attractive enough. It's the part of you that's always comparing yourself to others, always coming up short. Think about the last time you made a mistake. How did your ego respond? It probably berated you, told you how stupid you were, how you always mess things up. But your authentic self, it sees mistakes as opportunities for growth, as valuable lessons on your path of self-discovery. The ego lives in a world of scarcity. It's always worried there's not enough money, not enough love, not enough time. It's the voice that tells you to hoard, to compete, to put yourself first at the expense of others. But your true nature knows the truth of abundance. It understands that the more you give, the more you receive, that love multiplies when shared, and that there's always enough to go around. Comment below if you're going to dead the ego right now. Here's how the ego operates. It's like a never-ending commentary track in your head, always judging, always comparing, always worrying about the future or regretting the past. It's the voice that says, "I'll be happy when I get that promotion," or "I'm worthless because I'm not as successful as my friends." This constant chatter serves a purpose for the ego. It keeps you identified with it, keeps you believing that you are your thoughts, your emotions, your experiences. But here's the truth. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind the thoughts. Think. When you're lost in thought, who's aware that you're thinking? There's a part of you that's observing the thoughts, isn't there? That observer, that witness consciousness, that's your true self. It's the part of you that remains unchanged amidst the constant flux of thoughts and emotions. The ego will try to convince you that you need to control your thoughts, to force yourself to think positively. But that's just another trap. The real power comes from recognizing that you are not the thinker, but the awareness in which thoughts arise. So how do you start listening to your authentic self instead of your ego? It begins with awareness. Start paying attention to the voice in your head. Notice its patterns, its fears, its judgments, and then ask yourself, is this really myself as the soul speaking? Or is this my ego? When you can start to distinguish between the two, you'll find a whole new world opening up to you. You'll start to tap into the wisdom of your true self, the part of you that's connected to the infinite intelligence of the universe. Your ego is changeable, unstable, and easily swayed by circumstances. But your authentic self, it's constant, unwavering, a bedrock of peace and stability amidst the chaos of life. The ego is noisy, always chattering, filling your mind with endless thoughts. But your true nature communicates through intuition, through the silence between thoughts. It's in those moments of quiet that you can hear your true whispers of intuition, the ones from the real you as the soul. Here's a powerful practice to help you connect with your true self. Sit comfortably with your spine straight. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. As thoughts arise, don't try to suppress them. Instead, observe them. Where do they come from? Where do they go? Who is the one observing these thoughts? This practice, known as self-inquiry, was taught by the Indian sage Ramana Maharshi. It's a direct path to recognizing your true nature beyond the mind. As you practice, you may begin to experience moments of stillness and clarity. These are glimpses into your divine nature. But don't stop there. Carry this awareness into your daily life. When you're eating, really taste your food. When you're walking, feel each step. When you're talking to someone, really listen. This presence, this full engagement with the present moment, is a hallmark of living from your true self. Remember, awakening to your true nature is a journey, not a destination. It's not about completely silencing your ego. That's neither possible nor desirable. The goal is to create a healthy balance where your ego becomes a tool that your authentic self can use rather than the other way around. As you learn to live more from your authentic nature, you'll notice mystical changes. You'll find a deep sense of peace that doesn't depend on external circumstances. You'll discover a wellspring of creativity and intuition that you didn't know you had access to. You'll find yourself naturally drawn to actions that benefit not just yourself, but all of humanity. You'll start to see the divine in everything and everyone. The stranger on the street, the tree in your backyard, even the person who cut you off in traffic. You'll recognize them all as expressions of the same cosmic consciousness that you are. This shift in perception isn't only a nice idea, it's a fundamental transformation in how you experience reality. When you truly understand that you're not separate from the universe, but are the universe experiencing itself through your unique perspective, it changes everything. You'll find that fear starts to lose its grip on you. After all, what is there to fear when you know that you are one with the infinite? You'll start to approach challenges not as problems to be solved, but as opportunities for growth and expansion. Your relationships will transform. When you see others as extensions of yourself, compassion and understanding arise naturally. You'll be less reactive and less prone to taking things personally. You'll be able to love more deeply, more unconditionally. Your work will take on new meaning. Instead of working just for a paycheck or recognition, you'll be driven by a desire to express your unique gifts in service of the whole. You'll find yourself naturally aligned with your life's purpose.